The electoral office declares the GLP as winner of local government election, but the PNP says no way. Meanwhile, 6 persons were shot, 3 dead in St. Elizabeth, and the Reggae Boys win one and draw one game in Trinidad. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica issued a statement on Saturday evening affirming that the Jamaica Labour Party won the recent local government election after securing control of 7 local authorities. The ECJ said that the People's National Party won control of 6 local authorities, inclusive of the Portmore Municipal Corporation, but it is expected that it will be the PNP, having received a majority of the votes cast in the KSAMC, that will determine who will be the chairman of the powerful municipal corporation and mayor of Kingston. Both the GLP and the PNP have been claiming to have won the election, using contrasting arguments to stake their claim. The GLP has been citing its winnings of a majority of seats in 7 municipalities to the PNP's 6 as the basis of its victory claim. The PNP, on the other hand, has been insisting that, having won the popular vote in Kingston and St. Andrew, which gives it the right to have its candidate for chairman of the KSAMC appointed to that position, confirms that it had indeed won that election as well. The PNP further pressed its case for being declared the victor in the election in light of the fact that it also won the popular vote nationally and also won 2 more divisions than the GLP across all municipalities. The report on the Electoral Office of Jamaica website have the final tally Thursday. It shows the completed recount, with the PNP coming out a close winner, getting 113 seats to the GLP 110, and it also shows the PNP getting the popular vote 312,862 to the GLP 289,017. But here we are. The EOJ says the GLP is the winner due to them winning 7 municipalities to the PNP's 6. Mr. Golding say him win, Mr. Holness say him win. PNP supporters said them win, GLP supporters said them win. So I'm declaring all Jamaicans as the winner, as it was a peaceful election, and except for 2 full politicians, there was very little drama. Meanwhile, following the recent killing of a member of her campaign team, newly councillor-elect for the Savlamar division, Julian Chang, is crying out for help as she believes that her life is in danger. Chang, who won the division on a People's National Party ticket, said that Maxwell's murder brings to 3 the number of her supporters who have been killed in a matter of days. Chang was speaking of the triple killing in Frome in the parish. The incident also left 4 people injured. 2 of the men, she said, were on her campaign team. Jeremy Biggs Maxwell, 24 years old, was shot dead and another injured in front of a funeral home on Darling Street, Savlamar, on Saturday. And reports are that Maxwell was riding his bike in the community when he was shot and killed, and a pillion rider was also shot and injured. And here's another case of a man getting burned and can't deal with it. A 15-year-old girl was killed and a 38-year-old man is in hospital after they were both shot at Top Road in Little London, Westmoreland, Saturday morning. The teenager has been identified as Anita Dennis or Chapalee of Grant Bush, Top Road. She was born April 6 of 2008, which means she would have been 16 years old next month. The wounded man is a mechanic of Hope Hall in Little London. The teenager's ex-boyfriend is accused of carrying out the shooting, and the Westmoreland police have listed Anthony McNeil, otherwise called Jermaine, and Scliffy as a person of interest, and he's been asked to surrender immediately. It's reported that about 2:15 in the morning, Anita left her job as a waitress at a bar and joined the mechanic in Little London Square. They then walked to her house and sat on the veranda talking. The suspect, who lives next door, reportedly entered the yard and shot them both and then fled. The police were called and the victims, who received bullet wounds to the upper bodies, were transported to hospital. The teenager was later pronounced dead and the mechanic treated and released. And this is a case where a big man, 38-year-old, who is old enough to be her father, take away this 15-year-old from the other man, and him can't take the bun, now he's on the run. A St. Thomas couple charged in relation to the shooting of their landlord are to appear in the St. Thomas Parish Court on March 8. 43-year-old Kimisha Bryan, otherwise called Gally, and 23-year-old Acosta Bernard, both of Yallas, are charged with wounding with intent, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, and being an accessory before the fact to commit murder. Reports are that the couple are living together at a 2-bedroom dwelling owned by a man, and it's reported that Mr. Bryan and the landlord have been involved in a long-standing dispute, and she has on numerous occasions allegedly threatened to kill him. A report was made to the police and Miss Bryan was subsequently evicted, and this resulted in her allegedly paying an undetermined sum of money to kill the landlord to gain ownership of the dwelling. And the police said on February 15, about 2:15 a.m., the landlord was shot multiple times, but he managed to survive. Police are now probing two shooting incidents which left 3 men dead and 3 others injured in St. Elizabeth within 26 hours. In the first incident on Friday, 2 men were shot dead and 2 others wounded at a bar in Santa Cruz. Police named the deceased as Javid Griffiths, 21, a resident of Church Road in the Northampton Division, and Dorada Green, 34, a resident of Beatles Boulevard in Santa Cruz. A police report said at about 7 p.m. the 4 men were at a bar when they were attacked by an armed man who opened gunfire on them. The injured men were taken to hospital where Green and Griffiths were pronounced dead, while 1 man was treated and released. The fourth victim remains hospitalized. And in the second shooting incident, a man was shot dead and another man injured in Vineyard on Saturday night. Police named the deceased as Tevin Williams, 29, otherwise called Dino, a mechanic and resident of Dogal Road in Vineyard District. A police report said about 8:50 p.m. both men were standing outside a shop in the community when an armed man alighted from a vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting them. The injured men were taken to hospital where Williams was pronounced dead and the other man admitted for treatment. Meanwhile, a 15-year-old boy of Ramble, Hanover was charged with wounding with intent following a shooting incident at Forest District in Ramble in the parish on Tuesday, January 9th. Reports from the Lucy police are that about 8 p.m., a group of men were at a local shop playing dominoes when 2 armed men entered the premises and opened gunfire at the group before making their escape. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, 2 victims of the shootings were taken to hospital for treatment. On Thursday, February 29th, officers acting on information apprehended and charged the teenager, and he was charged following a question and answer session with his attorney and his guardian. On to sports, Jamaica Reggae Boys and Trinidad and Tobago played to a tame 0-0 draw yesterday. Both teams were playing mostly homegrown talent, with several players making debut for their respective countries. Both teams managed to create chances, but none were able to break the stalemate. Meanwhile, track and field, Jamaica Rasheen McDonald achieved a new personal best of 46.65 seconds to secure the bronze medal in the men's 400 meters on the second day of the World Athletics Indoor Championship in Glasgow, Scotland on Saturday. And this marks the third time in which the 31-year-old McDonald has surpassed his previous personal record, having arrived in Glasgow with a lifetime best of 47.05 seconds. On to football, with Cavaliers not active yesterday, Mount Pleasant capitalized and took over leadership of the Premier League, beating Waterhouse 1-0 to move to 46 points. Tivoli was also ruthless and beat Treasure Beach 5-0. Montego Bay United and Portmore, they played to a 1-1 draw. Molynes edged Limehall 1-0. Arnett edged Vere United 1-0. And tonight we'll see Cavaliers and Humble Lions, while Dunbeholden will clash with Harbourview. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you ever miss the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.